Hello and welcome back. Today we'll start with the next topic, that is high performance liquid chromatography, abbreviated as a HPLC. We'll start with the first part of this topic. On the first slide, you may see the instrumentation on your left side, and on the right side you can see a animation or some picture explaining the instrumentation of HPLC. You can understand from this diagram that there are the solvent reservoir where the different component of mobile phase are present, then a mixing vessel where the solvents are poured, a stirring vessel, a stirring rod, or some devices which will mix this solvent thoroughly. Then it will pass through the tubings and reach to the pump, and pump is shown here. So this is for pressurizing your mobile phase. Then there is a loop in the tubing where the sample is introduced with the help of hypodermic syringes and needle. Then this mobile phase and sample enters through this tubing into the column. A building column is shown held by a person where the actual separation will be taking place. In process of separation, you can see the plates kept here, which indicates the presence of theoretical plate. Concept of the theoretical plate is here. Then the sample passes to the detector where a person holding this lens detects the material and tell the content to the another person who is drawing the graph, that is chromatogram. Okay, that is detector and recorder. So this is a simple animated part which will explain how the HPLC works. The learning outcome of today's lecture. The learner will be able to explain theory and principle of HPLC, discuss instrumentation of HPLC, describe advantages, disadvantages, and application of HPLC. In introduction, the term HPLC stands for High Performance Liquid Chromatography. It is sometimes referred as high pressure liquid chromatography also, because we are using the high pressure. So it is high performance and high pressure liquid chromatography. It uses high pressure to push the solvent through the column. It is powerful tool in analysis. It yield high performance and high speed as compared to the traditional column chromatography. All of you know that for traditional column chromatography, we had to separate out the component for hours or weeks to complete the separation. Even blindly, we are separating the component and then we are analyzing by using the another method. So all this problem can be overcome by using HPLC. It is used to identify, quantify, and purify the individual component of mixture. If you see the history of HPLC, the origin of HPLC started in 20th century, early 20th century, through the introduction of partition and paper chromatography in 1940. Martin and Senge in 1941 developed the HPLC, liquid chromatography basically. In 1960, the liquid chromatography could be operated in the high efficiency mode by reducing packing particle diameter subsequently below the typical liquid chromatography up to the level of 150 micrometer and using pressure to increase the mobile phase velocity. In 1970 brought about many development in hardware and instrumentation. So the latest HPLC is in 1980. Advantages of HPLC. It is having the wide applicability. It can be used in for any type of the substances. High resolution separation, good separation we are getting with the best results. It is again a rapid analysis. Less time is required for completing the analysis. High sensitivity, that very small quantity of sample can be analyzed by using HPLC. It is having the excellent reproducibility. Every time you may get the same RF value, that is the indication of HPLC. It can be used for quantitative analysis. As we are knowing, the TLC paper chromatography, we are only using for qualitative analysis because we are not using any detector there. But in case of HPLC, we are getting detector, so it can be used for quantitative analysis. It can be easily automated, so human error can be reduced, giving the more precise results. So why to use HPLC? It is used for simultaneous analysis. Simultaneous analysis means keeping the two or more substances together. We can analyze by using the HPLC. It is having the high resolution again as compared to your other technique. The separation is more efficient and good separation we get. It is having the high sensitivity. Small sample size up to ppm or ppb can be handled with HPLC. It is having good repeatability. Moderate analysis conditions. This is the important application of HPLC because many thermolabile substances, they cannot be analyzed by GC because they need the vaporization. And some substances, such as biologicals, when heated at the higher temperature, they will get destroyed. And some substances are not able to be vaporized. In that cases, your HPLC gives the good results. Easy to fractionate the samples and purify the samples using HPLC. It is a non-destructive technique. Many time gas chromatography, all of we know we are using flame ionization technique for the detection purpose, which is destructive one. Scope of HPLC, where the HPLC can be used. In various fields, HPLC plays important role. In pharmaceuticals, it is used to analyze the mixtures of antibiotics, sedatives, steroid, analgesic, crude drugs, cosmetics, etc. In biochemical field, it is used for analysis of amino acid, protein, peptides, carbohydrates, lipid, enzyme, medicines, and hormones. In food product, it is used for analysis of mycotoxins, additives, saccharides, amino acids, vitamins, fatty acids, coloring agents, antibacterials. In industrial chemicals, in chemical industries, it is used for analysis of condensed aromatics, surfactants, propellants, dyes, polymers, and plasticizers. It is playing an important role in forensic chemistry for detection of the drug content of your specimen, poison detections, blood alcohol detections, and narcotics detection. In environmental field, HPLC is used for inorganic ions determinations, organic acids, agriculture chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, and phenols can be well detected by HPLC. In clinical medicines, HPLC is used for bile acids, drug metabolites, urine extracts, and estrogens. So these are the various fields. Lot many fields are available. Some of them I have listed here for your understanding purpose. Before we proceed further, what are various types of chromatography which you have learned in the previous lecture? Think on this topic. Take a notebook and pen. Write your response. When you have completed, play the video and check your answer with available responses. Type of chromatography include based on mode of chromatography, that is normal phase mode or reverse phase mode. What is this normal phase mode and reverse phase mode? In normal phase chromatography, this depends upon polarity of your stationary phase and your mobile phase. If your stationary phase is polar and if your mobile phase is non-polar, then it is known as a normal phase chromatography. In reverse phase chromatography, your stationary phase is non-polar and your mobile phase is polar. Again, based on the principle of separation, the chromatography can be categorized as adsorption chromatography, where we are using solid as a stationary phase, ion exchange chromatography, where ion exchange resins are used as a stationary phase, then partition chromatography, where the liquid is used as a stationary phase, and size exclusion chromatography, where we are using various gels for the purpose of stationary phase. The another technique that is based on elution technique, all of you know in column chromatography, we have learned the two topics, that is isochromatic separation and gradient separation. In case of isochromatic separation, the composition of your mobile phase remain constant throughout the process of elution. But in case of the gradient separation, the composition of your mobile phase varies, giving you the better separation, that is your based on elution technique. Based on scale of operation, the chromatography can be categorized as analytical and preparative. Analytical, where you are actually want to identify the substance, and in preparative, you are separating the substance in higher quantity which you can use for the further processes. Based on type of the analysis, again that is qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis, what is present and how much is present, that can be determined by using the chromatography. These are the various types of chromatography which we can see. Now we will turn towards the type of HPLC. So what are the various type of HPLC instruments available? One is called as a reverse phase, okay, where polar mobile phase and non-polar stationary phase, somewhat it is used for analysis of polar components. In normal phase, your non-polar is a mobile phase and polar is a stationary phase. It is used for analysis of non-polar analytes. Ion exchange, HPLC in the ion exchange chromatography, where it is used for separation of salt and ionic substances on ion exchange resins, which are used as a stationary phase. The another HPLC type is your size exclusion chromatography, where the substances can be separated according to their molecular weight, where we are using various gels as your stationary phase and the substances are allowed to pass through these gels. So this is the end of our first part of HPLC. The further instrumentation and the other things, we'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you and happy learning, friends.